because I believe that every opportunity to enlighten people to see life correctly permits them to enjoy life.
Yeah.
Because every wrong picture you have about anything, you would always never benefit from it.
That's right.
Most of the problems we have is not because we have bad people around us or bad environment. It's because we have a bad mind.
Wow.
So an opportunity to educate people to see life correctly is to bring easiness, peace, and give them the latitude to enjoy life better.
And that is what Moments of Hope is all about. And if you are just joining, we have an amazing topic today. Should the married have friendship with the singles, or they should be on their own? And our bishop here is talking to us on that topic. What do you think about this topic today?
I believe some people are about to gain hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, hope to be able to push up, because sometimes once you don't have the right understanding about some things you're doing, you can unconsciously engage yourself into something that will destroy you.
Yeah.
And sometimes you would not know why you're having the problems you have, because you don't know that the things which you have kept around you actually are generators to those problems. I believe that when people understand the purpose of relationship, they will know who to relate with and when to relate with who.
Yeah.
And when people are not versed with this, it becomes a problem.
Oh.
And some people begin to feel like, okay, when I was single, I had a lot of people who would like to be close to me. Now I'm married, some people don't want to be close to me. People have different issues. But when you made a statement and you were like, okay, when I was single and now I'm married, I said, okay, she's going to get married someday.
Oh
and
my
this is going
God.
to be an education to prepare her for that reality.
Oh,
that
yeah, that's
when
right.
she be getting married, okay, then this show, Moment of Hope, will come back to her. Give her hope on how to be able to practice what she said.
I get that.
And I
right.
believe that today, a lot of people should be able to give their undivided attention. The reason is because unconsciously we've brought a lot of problems to ourselves. If we don't understand the purpose of relationship, then we can be able to invite relationships which are not necessary.
Yeah.
And sometimes we ignore relationships which are necessary.
That's right.
We are not going to condemn a particular relationship, but we're going to explain the importance of certain relationships in different phases of your life.
Okay.
And sometimes people should not take it on the wrong side, because being a single is not a curse.
Yeah, that's right.
Singlehood is a state in life where you have the opportunity to be able to single out yourself, to find out your identity.
Yeah, that's right.
So that you know who you are, and you can be able to fit into society based on who you are. So singlehood is not a stage where a person is a curse. It's not a state where a person is limited. It is the biggest opportunity in any person's life
Yeah.
to be able to find yourself.
That's
Singlehood
right.
is to find yourself. Single out who really you are. Come out of the crowd, finding out who really you are. And until you know who you are, you cannot know what to give yourself to. You cannot know who to give yourself to.
Yeah.
You cannot know what to settle for. So anybody who have not gone through effectively the phase of singlehood, even when they get married, they become a problem in marriage.
That's true.
Some people have not gone through the phase of singlehood. When they get married, they are still more attached to singles,
Yeah.
because their minds are still
They
single.
even want to practice that life of being single.
So
even
it's
in
a
marriage.
problem.
Yeah.
So if we can understand what single is, the purpose of it, and we understand how to go through it, when you become married, now you've entered into a different class.
Yeah.
There's no way you leave primary school and get to secondary school, and then you begin to feel like, oh, I miss primary school.
Yeah.
You want to go back to primary school.
Yeah.
It is called retrogression. There is a retrogressive impactation that comes when you build strong bondings with singles when you are married.
Wow.
Let me say this first. When a single lady had best friends which are single, the moment you get married, they should no longer be your best friends.
Wow, we are getting into this.
Yes,
That's
they
amazing.
should no longer be your best friends. The reason is simple. They will draw you to the experience.
Wow. I would love to hear more of
Now, you see, in science, osmosis says a stronger solution draws a weaker one.
Yeah.
Whatever you interact with, you gradually become it without knowing, according to the law of association.
Yeah.
Whatever you interact with, you gradually become it without knowing. Now, the law of the magnetic law says, when you rub a magnet on an iron surface for too long, the iron will gain the magnetic ability. Now, which definitely implies a single can only relate with a married person, not on the platform of friendship, but on the platform of mentorship.
Wow, I love this. A single should relate. I think it should relate with a couple or a married person in the as a mentor, not as a friend. Because sometimes, you know, many single people, they have their own kind of activities, and like I put this online, and people were like, no, she's my best friend, I need her to still be my friend, I need to catch up those moments.
Oh, come on, forget it.
So
what you need to do, you have to give her space. If you love her as a friend, give her space to fit into the new world. Don't choke her. Let her adapt to the new world. And then challenge yourself also. How did she get there? I should work myself also to get there. So when I get there, we're in the same class. I remember when I was in primary school, I became too playful in primary 5. When I failed and I repeated, I saw my friends move forward. Myself, I had complex to relate with them. So I was challenging myself to be able to catch up. So when you have friends which get into an experience you have not got into, don't join them. You are not at that frequency of life and experience. Give them space and then work on yourself to grow to get to their face. Because sometimes, I should tell you the truth, some of those friends, when you still are very close to them, some are jealous. I've seen ladies who go to a native doctor house to be able to cause you to lose your marriage. Some will smile with you, but they are looking for every way to entice even your husband to take your husband from you.
Especially when you teach them about everything that happens in your home. Because if they are your
simple,
best friend,
you have brought the point.
Will be telling them everything.
Now, this is what happens. A woman naturally might not like a man. This is the dangers. A woman might not naturally like a man. But when you are a friend to a person, what the person likes, you like. That's what is normal. What the person likes, you like. So you can easily express yourself fully to your friend. So that's what happens. So you start talking about the nice things about your husband. You're transferring the same affection that you have for the man, for your friend. Before you know, unconsciously, she started admiring your husband. Unconsciously, your husband is free with her. Unconsciously, the same thing your husband does to you is doing to her. And before you know it, you say she's a bad friend. She's not a bad friend. You invited that atmosphere.
Oh my goodness.
I can tell you the truth. Normally, in the single stage of life, I had lived a playboy life. Most ladies, when they don't like a person, they might not even open up to. But if you are their friend and you talk nice about that person, they start liking the person.
That's it.
So in friendship,
families and stuff like
so naturally in friendship, you share your experience with a pure heart. Not knowing the effect of it, you are introducing your friend into what is yours. But if your friend is married, now so it's not a problem. Now she gets inspired. You understand? And I should also tell you, even when you're married, not every married person should be your friend also.
Wow, this is another face of it. This is amazing.
Now, one of the things we must understand is that people who don't have the kind of joy you have in your relationship, sometimes when you express your joy, it gives them frustration. If they don't have a positive mind, what happens is like they start inventing ways to be able to make sure that you also have their kind of bad experience they have.
We live in a cry world.
And then some would admire what you have as an experience because they don't have it. Out of envy, they start pretending to have better experience with their husband. I start telling you, your husband can never even do this. Now you think that they love you, but they are actually trying to push you to destroy your relationship. Your own will be like their own because friends want to be at the same level.
That is right.
So for you to have friends, first, you must be able to be certain that this person have your kind of thinking. This person does not envy what you are. So friendship is built over time. Now, even in marriage, not every married person should be your friend.
Wow.
Because in life, people are not going in the same direction.
Yeah.
You can't enter a car that is going to Douala and then you make friends with somebody who wants to go to Yaoundé, who wants to go to Bamenda. What happens is that you carry the person to a different direction.
Yeah.
And the person does not arrive his destination, is frustrated. So friends must be going towards the same direction. But one of the most important things I must be able to highlight before we move forward is that the moment you get married as a single person, convert your best friend to your husband. Your husband should make the wife also the best friend.
Wow.
Whosoever was your bestie,
friend.
you must be able to silence it
And turn it to your partner.
and turn it to your partner.
Wow.
If not, you would get to realize that your so-called bestie will control your home. Unconsciously,
That's
not
right.
intentionally.
It's
Unconsciously,
entirely with
they will
you.
control it. Not because they want it,
Yeah.
because the people they call bestie, you don't hide anything from your bestie. You open up freely with your bestie. But you get married to your partner, he's not your bestie. So there are things you'll be hiding from your
Yeah.
your partner, but your bestie is open to.
That's right.
So you get to realize that the relationship you've entered into will not grow because somebody is taking the attention which the person you are calling your partner is supposed to get. So don't marry to somebody whom cannot be your best friend.
Wow. I love
Now, to marry somebody, you must be able to see your bestie in that person. I'm using the language of the
Yeah.
females so they should be able to understand it. If
That
you
is
cannot
right.
see your bestie in the person you want to marry, don't marry him.
Wow.
I'm telling you,
This is amazing.
you know, friends, they can get angry today, they are pulling along.
Yeah.
So if the person you are married to is not your bestie, you get angry today, you want to go to your parents, you want to break out.
Yeah.
So if you can't find your bestie in the person you want to marry, don't marry that person.
Before we continue, because I know you have a lot to tell us, I want to quickly give a summary of what he mentioned. Once you are married, you should be able to switch your bestie, your best friend, to your partner. Not hang around with those people you used to be. Because when you are with your partner, and he is your best friend or she's your best friend, you share everything with him. But when you take it outside, they might unconsciously control your home without knowing. And one of it was that, I love the point he made mention. The fact you are married does not mean that every married person should be your friend. Some might be experiencing bitter leaf in their home, and maybe you're having honey. And they might get jealous and talk you into character that are going to cause your home become like their bitter leaf. And some might actually be in frustration, and that's not going to be healthy because people are going different direction. I love this. I just wanted to get them to get this point so we can get into you giving us amazing knowledge this morning.
Okay, there is another point I want to highlight.
Okay.
When you get married, reduce the number of friends you have.
Reduce the number of friends.
Because
you have.
many friends take away your energy. You know, friends, they need attention.
Yeah.
Oh, you've not checked on me. You've not. Friends take
because
attention.
You're married. That's why. Always because I'm single, you don't have my time. They need the
So
attention.
one thing a person must do when you want to get married, make sure you understand that you are leaving one institution to another institution.
Wow.
And people are still in that institution and not in the new institution. And if you are engaging yourself into the school of mechanics, and the people around you, you listen to them, are people who speak the language of carpentry, you cannot excel in your mechanics because the information you are receiving cannot edify you to move forward. So once you leave one institution, you're entering another institution, you must be hearing the language of this institution that can empower you.
That's right.
So what does a single woman understand about what you are facing that they're not facing? Definitely the experience they are going to give you is on their boyfriend.
That's right.
And it's a temporary relationship which is not permanent. So what happens? Now your husband have the responsibility to make sure the home is okay. The bills are paid, this is there. And he might unconsciously not give you some kind of attention. And the one who still have a boyfriend whom is just a player, has no responsibility, is giving her the kind of attention. And they start telling you, no, this man does not love you. Because if he loves you, look at what my boyfriend is doing to me.
My boyfriend.
And before you know it, say nobody will love you and nobody will love you. Before you know it, your mind starts seeing problems in a man who is actually investing his energy to carry you forward.
Oh my.
So what happens is that when you separate yourself from friends, You are not hearing ideas that can corrupt you.
Yeah.
Now you are not in a school
Voices that can actually make
corrupt you.
Yeah.
You are not in a school. First, you don't even need married people to be your friends at that time. Your only voice you need to have is your husband. And maybe if you have a marriage mentor, simple. You must cut out. Anybody must make a difference. You must know how to come out of the crowd. Build a foundation for what you want to grow before you expose yourself.
Yeah.
And foundation is always hidden. You don't see the foundation. So when you get married, it is that season where you hide yourself from friends.
Wow.
And build your marital foundation. Because, oh God, you see, every building is standing because of a foundation.
Yeah.
No matter the number of stories that people will be seeing, the 10th floor is beautiful. What carries it is the foundation.
Yeah.
The foundation, they don't see it. So when you get married, you must hide yourself from your friends and build your foundation with your husband. The outside world does not see you, but you are building something that can make you to be able to interact with people without having a problem. So it's just a while you cut with people. It doesn't mean you will not relate with people. No, but you're going to give them a distance for a while.
Yeah.
So you can build that foundation. Hide yourself. You see, that period is just you and your spouse.
Wow.
You make mistake, nobody is there to see it, to say, hey, look at what you are tolerating.
Yeah.
Tolerate it.
Yeah.
Because it's just the two of you. Nobody will come and put any idea in you. You can be able to enjoy something and discover the true value of your partner. When people get married, you must not keep a lot of people. Even relatives should not be around you.
Yeah.
Why? They will use sentiments to be able to make you to react. Keep relatives. You can keep strangers, so that when you make your error, you can manage it. But if there's a relative, say, which kind of wife did you marry?
Yeah.
Which kind of man is this? Before you know it, there is a pollution.
Yeah.
So that hiding, which is the foundation, spend more time with your spouse when people get married.
Wow.
Hide yourselves together. Study yourselves together. Do all what you can do. Express yourself. Make your mistakes. Learn from your mistakes. Then when you come out of it, you can now be with people and you just cut your eye. She understands what you're saying. She just smile. You know what she's saying.
Yeah.
Now you people have now become couples. You have now become one.
Yeah.
Bible says a man shall leave his father, leave his mother, and be cleaved to his wife. The two shall become one. Not the two shall become with friends. No.
Two shall become half or best friends.
No. With friends. No, he said they shall become one. It means it's that phase of hiding yourself.
Wow.
To discover yourself. Know your partner's weakness. Know your partner's strength. It's just the two of you. When the weakness goes, okay, this is it. How do we manage it? When you hide yourself and then know your partner, then you people can now relate in the world. But without that, I can guarantee you, when you come in, sometimes your mother wants to monitor whether they are treating you well. Your father wants to come in. They spoil everything.
Yeah.
So if Bible says you must separate from your mother and your father, means these are the most important people in your life. So who is bestie? What have they done in your life?
Wow.
If the Bible says separate from mother and father, it means bestie friends should be very far from the reality.
Everything God says.
And the reason why he says so is because you have been so attached to these people called parents. They have invested in you. They have concern for you. They don't want to see you fail. They don't want to see you in pain. But this relationship you are building is a relationship to make you a man.
Yeah.
A relationship to make you a woman.
You
must face the reality by yourself, because the sentiments of your parents, which don't want to see you in pain, might corrupt the opportunity for you to grow to a man or for you to grow to a woman, where you can know how to take responsibility, manage your challenge by yourself. If they think you are not ready for marriage, they should not send you into marriage, and they are coming to guide you into the marriage. They should train you. That's why I said singlehood is very important, because it gives you room.
I want you to say that again. Say something. If they think
you are not ready, they should keep you back in the house.
Keep you back and give you that training they want you to.
That is what must happen. When you are single, every person wants to invest in your life. Best friends should invest in you when you are single.
Yeah.
So you should come out of single. They should be happy you have gone there. They come and do this thing, allow you in your marriage. They should give you space.
Yeah.
Your parents should give you space. We trust you now. That's why we allow you to get married.
That is it.
Now, don't call us. Any problem, don't call us. Any parent who permits their children the first year they get in the marriage, they are calling them and complaining. It's a bad parent.
2 weeks.
No, allow them. When they call you, say, please don't call me. Manage them. Are you not the one who choose it? Manage it. We also, do you know what we have been through before we are here? Manage it.
One of the things that parents too forget that they went through the same thing.
When they give you that space, there are some things which, if you complain, you will not become responsible. But now when they give you the space, you will like, okay, how do I manage this?
Start thinking.
And before you know it, you know how to manage your home. So what every parent must do is that while their children are single, train them very well. I watched a video which two young girls were asking their mother what is their best style of love making. Hey, their mother was like, hey, why you asking this kind of question? He said, you are our mother. You do it with daddy. Teach us so that when we get there, we don't make mistakes. He said, no, no, say, mommy, tell us your best styles. Tell us what daddy used to appreciate. What are they asking? They are single now.
Yeah.
They need to know all this. Not in marriage, they go and then they have
Yeah,
errors.
that's right.
They push them, bundle them out, and they come back, you start teaching them now.
No, that's
so
right.
So when you are single is the time you learn everything you need to learn. When you get into marriage, you have entered into a new level.
Wow.
There, practice. And that moment of practice, you don't need any distraction, no other education.
Wow.
Practice, make your mistakes, and then go back to your notes while you were single. Correct it.
Oh
when
my
you have
goodness.
now been able to stand well, then you cannot relate with people. In that process, if you have a marriage mentor, if one or two things are there that you cannot understand, this is a neutral person. He cannot guide you, okay, this. Not your parents should become your marriage mentor. Because of the sentiment, every person will feel for the child they have raised.
Yeah, that's right. It's difficult.
So you don't involve, oh no, my parents are good. Don't you think my own parents are good? So my own parents are the ones who are bad.
No.
So it must be a neutral person that takes no side and can be able to guide you people. You know, in developed society, sometimes you don't need to have a problem to go and meet a marriage mentor. Sometimes you just go and, this is how we are, it's moving here, but this area we're still managing. Then they'll tell, okay, this area is not actually bad. It's just that you need to give this kind of attention. You need to overlook this. You need to, maybe his parents, they'll feel like, maybe he's hurting my daughter.
Yeah.
Or maybe this girl like this is trying to destroy my son. So those sentiments will come in and those emotions will come and spoil the reality of self-discovery. Because you must discover who you are in that marriage. The woman must discover herself with you, not with their parents. Because you are marrying a person, not the parents. You are marrying a person, not the friends. Because friends have their feelings. Every friend has their kind of man they want to marry. That's why two friends don't marry the same kind of man.
Yeah.
So though we are friends, we have unique trend of passion. So we have things we share. But when it gets to relationship, which is marriage, not everything we must share.
Yeah.
So the moment I have graduated into marriage, we should relate on the frequency of what does not corrupt our relationship. Now, having colleagues should not be included in your marriage. So if you are married,
Bishop, please let's talk about this point you made mention of parents. You know, many parents, they come to train their kids when they are married instead of training them while at home. That's why you see a couple get married a week ago and you see their parents coming to say, no, you're supposed to cook this thing. I love the point you mentioned. Train your kids while they are still with you. Invest in your friends while they are still with you, because in marriage, you need to give them space to practice what they have learned.
And to add to that, some people, their best friends are their parents. Yes. So we're talking about this bestie like that. You must say, no, okay, I've separated from normal friends.
Yeah.
But they are my parents. Some ladies, their best friend is their mother.
Yeah.
Some ladies, their best friend is their father. So we talk about bestie goes all around.
Yeah.
You must leave father and mother and be cleave to your husband. The two must become one, which definitely implies two of you must become bestie. That's what it means to become one. Because your best friend is somebody you share everything with. You are too intimate with.
Yeah.
That's your best friend. Is somebody you're too intimate with. So whosoever, whether it's your colleague or your boss, whosoever, whether it's your pastor that you are too intimate with, when you get married, drop that intimacy a little. Make your partner your bestie.
Your partner should be.
You heard what I said?
Yes.
I said even your pastor, even your pastor. If you are too intimate with your pastor, create space for your spouse.
Because they need it.
So that's what some people don't understand. And when you don't understand, it becomes a problem. You every small thing, you call your pastor in. Every small thing, is your pastor that is getting married to the person? No. Your pastor also trains you when you are single. That's why I said singlehood is the opportunity for all the training, all the preparation, all the impartation. Marriage you practice. Marriage shows independence. You practice. So if you are too intimate with your pastor, when you get married, you must shift that intimacy from your pastor to your spouse.
Hello, Papa. My husband gave me 200 to cook. I don't know. This marriage, it seems it's not going to work.
And that's the problem.
I'm just learning this from you today because people believe that once it's a man of God, every little thing in the marriage, you have to.
No.
I love
In
it.
every real man of God should understand this. Don't take side with if a person gets married, which is from your church, and is marrying somebody from another church, don't take side with the person who's your member.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong leadership.
I love this point. I
Don't.
really love it because
Don't
many
take
people
side.
get it wrong.
Don't take side. Yes, what you must do is that be more close even to the opposite person, so you can master the person. You already know the person who grew in your church, but that person you don't know. And if you actually love to see that this your son or daughter in the church should become the best, you already know, so you must find out how the other person is. You become more close to the other person. So when you know the person, you can now be able to know how to coach the both of them. And don't stand on one side where you're empowering one above the other. You must have your sessions where they are together. You study them both, but when you want to have a session with them, talk to them both.
Whoa.
Without any segregation.
That's right.
This is this, and then you people must learn how to manage your things. What I taught you, practice it. Don't come again and you're given our school inside. No. They should come for counseling. They should, by themselves, bring things to you. You talk with them and push them back to themselves. Didn't you learn this? Didn't you learn that? Don't come again and become now a voice in the marriage. No.
Yeah.
Don't
That's
become a
right.
voice. Whatever you need to do, do it when they are single.
I love
When they get into marriage, what you do is that you counsel them from a neutral ground. You must trust that you are prepared them enough to release them for marriage also.
Bishop, you know, anytime I have you here on the show, you answer my question practically on every note. Like, because I was about to ask you this question: should married women or men, like married women, should they keep male friends? Like you see your wife texting a male friend, or your husband texting a female friend, and oh, this is my colleague. No, this is my childhood friend in marriage. You are sleeping with your husband on the bed. He's texting his girlfriend.
Can I tell you something?
Girlfriend.
Can I tell you something?
So,
What is normal is that the reason why this friendship should have a barrier is that if you have conflict with your partner, and then the other person outside whom you don't have conflict with, when you say, oh, it's okay, that affection you have for your partner is transferred to that person.
whoa, this is it.
So your partner now, who is not telling you, oh, this, because he's not pleased with something in you,
Yeah,
start looking like a bad person.
that's right.
Before you know it, you start talking more with the person outside. Before you know it, you want to go and get comfort with the person outside. Before you know it, the person has become a side wife,
Wow.
side husband. It happens on both sides now. More women have more side hen, or they call it side hen or what. They have more of it now. Because you've not known that when you make your partner your best, what happens is you're willing to be able to help them come out of their weakness.
Yeah, that's
Because couples must be people whom they complement. Complementation is not that I'm strong where you're strong. Complementation is that I'm actually strong where you're weak.
Yeah.
So I complete you by using my strength to cover your weakness. You complete me by using your strength to cover my weakness. But now if I'm strong where you are weak, and you are not strong where I'm weak, I will feel like you have nothing to add in my life. So I will always be complaining about you. So don't marry a person where you don't see an aspect where you can strengthen the person. So there must be a weakness. To ride your importance in somebody's life, there must be a weakness in the person which your strength is empowering. So if you're in a relationship where there's nothing your life is adding in, you gradually get to a place where you become a liability in the eyes of your partner.
Wow.
You become useless in the eyes of your partner. You see, all this filial excitement, hair, fine face, oh, handsome man, fine buttocks, it dies after 6 months in every relationship. It fades.
That's right.
Where you
If
can look,
not,
you
people
can
will
look the
definitely be
beautiful
married for
face,
life.
look the handsome person, and it irritates you because some other realities that keep people together is not going.
That's right.
So you look at that handsomeness, you don't see it again.
Imagine your married
What
to
will
a handsome
happen?
man that
What will
after
make
that
what will
punch
make
in
a
your
woman married to a rich man, handsome man, and sleeping with a housemate?
Hmm.
So there are a lot of
Character
factors to know.
trait and so many
Now,
things.
this is one point I really want to highlight here. See, don't marry anybody whom you are very strong in an area where they can't understand. What happens is that once you are too up there in every understanding and they are too down here, you don't know when you started insulting the person. Because You will say something positive, their mind cannot apprehend it. So they might contradict it.
Yeah, that's
not
right.
because they are bad, because they don't understand it. And you're like, this which kind of man is this that got married?
Yeah.
Which kind of illiterate man is this?
I remember.
And now also the woman, which kind of foolish woman is this?
Yeah.
So what happens naturally is that one of the partner will be suffering in the relationship, and you're not feeling contentment. So what happens is that the relationship will be degenerative till it breaks.
Yeah.
How can it be adjusted? Bible says two cannot work together unless they be agree.
Yeah.
With the agreement is a state of mutual understanding. Implies that I can compliment you. It means when you say something you're doing, I have ideas that can support it. A helpmate. But if my understanding is too low, my contributions would always be invalid to you.
Yeah.
So it becomes frustrating. I start looking for somebody outside whom can be able to compliment with me.
Yeah.
So sometimes you are married, but you are actually married outside. Because the person who is actually understanding you is outside. The one is inside, you just admire the nyach. Let me use that kind of language that people understand.
Oh my
or
God.
you admire his money, his car. So there are wrong things which people get married for. You marry for money, you can be mourning in the relationship because marriage is a relationship which is so intimate. It must be somebody whom is your best friend. Somebody you can talk practically everything. Somebody can understand you.
Yeah.
Somebody whom if you are worried, he knows why you're worried and can say things that can meet up. But if a person is married to you, all what he's saying is instead make you feel worse. You might be hating a person who is not bad.
Yeah.
So either one of the partner who is down is willing to be teachable to grow in understanding so that they can be together. That's how we regulate the relationship.
I was teaching a friend of what you made mention in one of our show here. You said when a woman is working in the farm, there's the sun. She has blister in her hand and stuff. But because she thinks of the cocoyam she's going to harvest, she thinks of the corn, she persists and she works the farm with happiness. So I had this friend of mine, I was proposing something to him. That if you do this, it's gonna make sense. But for him, it was like this is difficult. He doesn't want to pay the price. I was telling him that Bishop Gerald said when a woman works in the farm. So I was trying to educate him on how to be patient, learn this trait, and be better. But he said, "Oh, you are proud, you're arrogant." I'm like, "No, I want to help you." So when you marry somebody that is really down mentally or doesn't reason at the same level with you, it becomes a real issue in marriage.
Problem.
Actually, if care is not taken, that marriage is never going to last.
Yes.
Because every positive thing you say or you do is bad.
Let me say this. Many marriages had finished more than 10 years ago. Though they'll put on Facebook 20 years in marriage.
Yeah.
There's no marriage. They're just together.
They're just doing because it's
What
it's
happens
heavy.
is that some people are together just for the kids. They have no more intimate relationship. And some of them already have relationships outside.
Yeah.
Because they have not learned this. And some are there because they're afraid of what religious voices
People will say, yeah.
What people will say.
What will people say?
And you know, you got to realize that you don't live with people in your houses.
You are facing your
You
reality
live
on your own.
alone. So we have not gotten to a place where we are mature enough to take decisions we can stand on. So if a woman wants to marry a man, this is what will happen naturally, because submission is not difficult. When you see that the vision of a man, you can easily fit into it.
Yeah, that's right.
So submission is fitting into something a man is living for. So don't marry a man for his money. Because whatever you are marrying the person for, ask yourself, can I submit to it? Look, never want to marry a person whom you don't see your ability to submit. Because naturally, every aspect of life, people submit. At your job place, your boss will shout at you. And you would take order and you don't complain. But why is that if your husband shout at you is a problem? Who is more intimate to you? Just because the small salary he gives you. And the man who shouts at you can give you even more than that. But you take offense. You submit in the office. Why?
I can't even compare.
Why? Submission is a normal order which everybody must fit into. You have a phone. That phone, you cannot shout to the phone. Phone, I want to call Sandra. The phone will not call it.
Yeah.
You must submit to the norms that permit call to go.
Yeah.
You must find out the code that must be applied to get to Sandra.
Yeah.
And then you get to it, it goes. Submission is aligning to the pattern that make things work.
Okay.
So in the relationship, two cannot work together unless they agree. So what you must consider is like, can I agree with what he's living for before you get married?
That's right.
So if you don't find out, now when I said somebody can be patient, a woman who is digging ground, he knows that after this number of months, cocoyam will come. So it's by that knowledge that makes her to be digging the ground. So you can dig your marriage into the treasures that are hidden into it.
Yeah.
If you can be able to see something ahead.
That is
Never get into something you see nothing ahead.
That's right.
Don't follow skin, because skin will change with time. Yes, skin will change with time. Wrinkles will come.
Yeah.
Accident can come. Many things can come. But you must understand that what must keep you in a relationship is the vision. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Where's
Wow.
this man going to?
That's right.
Can he inspire my potential? Can it cause me to become my best? Because there are men you marry to the key your potential.
That's right. Okay, I want to bring a complex question on what if we started with that. When you are married, any best friends you invest in you while you are still single, and now there's this friend of mine. I'm single. She's married. She had issues with her husband, and she reached out to me. I was able to talk to both of them. I'm not a marriage counselor anyway, so she reached out to me saying, since she got married, she has never reached orgasm. So I was forced to like find out from the husband what's happening. I called them. So the husband said she was circumcised. So no matter how hard he tries, nothing works for her. He gets tired. She doesn't reach orgasm. So now I had to go to detail into fixing it, and now they are happily married, and I'm single. Does it mean every friend outside the marriage could be bad influence to the couple?
Now let me ask you a question. How did you know those things? You get it now? So we have people who are counselors, you might not have a license. When you listen to me, you have listened to me many times talk about marriage.
Yeah.
Do you know how educated you have become?
That's right.
Some of the things you talk is not what you have practiced.
Yeah.
You have been educated by it, so you can transfer education.
Wow.
So what happens is that the purpose of that relationship is defined. But if she makes you the closest person around her, your experiences can be transferred to her that can corrupt her. That's what I mean.
I get the difference.
I'm not saying that
I get the
you
difference.
should not have friends.
Yeah.
But don't make those who were your best friends to become best
I
friends.
get it. Okay.
You can relate with people, but on purpose. You are in the office, colleagues, discuss. Don't come back. How was your family? Why?
Yeah, that's right.
What do you want to do about that
Okay,
family?
I get it. I get it. I get it.
What do you want
It's
to
a
offer about the family?
I think you should give us a clear difference of having a best friend and having few people you can talk to them.
Simple. What happens is that if I want to write exams, I know the demand of the exams. So what happens? I restructure my programs. I give less attention to certain, less attention, give attention to what will make me succeed in what I'm doing. Marriage, you can fail in it. It's like an exam. You can pass in it. So if you know what it takes to be able to make a successful marriage, you avoid anything that can constrain that realization. And what I'm saying is that having many friends take much attention, because friends will need that attention. That's what friendship is all about.
Yeah, that's
now, if these people take much of the attention from you, you cannot have sufficient to give to your spouse.
I get it.
So it becomes a problem.
Okay.
So normally we have intelligent ladies who know that now she's married. We cannot longer be going to the place we're going
That's
or talk
right.
the things. I don't even need to share with her my kind of experiences,
Yeah, that's
because
right.
I have these experiences because I'm single. So if I'm sharing with her, I'm inviting her into those desires.
Yeah.
And which that might not be within the conference, the circumference of their marital planning. As people married, okay, children will come, this will come, so we need to haul on this, we need to give attention on this. But this person does not have this responsibility. So the moment
Yeah.
he's telling you of the things he does, I just went to
Yeah.
holiday in Dubai, I just did this and
Yeah.
that. Now you start
Different.
feeling like he has to go.
Yeah.
Now it means now that either the family planning program has to be distorted. Okay, we will not be planning to invest again on a building. We have to go to the Dubai. We have to go to this.
And that's
see,
already
to succeed, you must understand that you must begin by investing in what will sustain you for pleasure after.
that's right.
Don't start with pleasure. If you start with pleasure, you will pay tomorrow.
That's right.
Leisure before pleasure makes you a thief. But learning before leisure makes you a chief. A chief and a thief, they sound almost alike,
But that's two different things.
but they are two different things. So if you give attention more to leisure before learning, I tell you, any thief. But if you give attention to learning before leisure, you will become a chief. What is it to learn? Learn your spouse. Learn to know how to plan your marriage. Learn how to establish your marriage. Then pleasure comes when you understand yourself. You have already put things on ground. Don't start by buying expensive
Scale
cars
of
when
preference,
you've
very
not been able to
important.
have a source of income that
Yeah,
can
no
sustain
business
this or
and
that.
stuff like
You want to
that.
stay in expensive, you want to stay in this way. You don't plan on what can we do that can be able to sustain all this we want to give ourselves to.
That's right.
So a person who is responsible, start bringing your mind into this. Now, and a single person who is not responsible is still, let me live my life now. You understand? So they start introducing to certain desires which might cause you to have a poor value for your partner. So having a good friend, when you are married, they should choose what they share with you.
Oh my
And
goodness.
if you want to have close friends which are singles, either you are mentoring them, they should be around you to learn some things from you because you're excelling.
Yeah.
But when you are still struggling to be yourself, they're coming around you, they will not help you.
That's right.
They will not help you. That is the honest thing. Forget about anything. Let's keep sentiments. Because we can allow these sentiments to come and then you become poor tomorrow. And there's no way you regulate it. So keep the sentiments. Yes, I love you, but for now, please, let me build my home.
Yeah.
When I build my
Because
home,
what a minute pass can never be
when I'm
broken.
relating with you, I'll be telling you my good experiences. Now, if I start sharing you my bad experience, I can even discourage you as a single to get married.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. If you are a single, you are too close to somebody still trying to build a relationship. If they have to be sharing everything to you, you might not get married tomorrow.
Yeah, there are many people that say, Kai, if this is how marriage is,
I will
I'm
not get
gonna
to
be
it.
married.
And their own case might be because of wrong pairing. Their own case might be because of misunderstanding.
So it has an
And then
effect
now
on both
it
the
is
single and the
impacting
couple.
you now with a bad image about marriage. Where if you marry a person where you have an understanding, it will be sweet. So a person who has a default in their marriage can impact a single person with the wrong picture about marriage. So a single must not be too close to a married person who have not stood to a place of success.
Wow, so can you give a general advantage and disadvantage of keeping this friend? Because I noticed you just mentioned it also has negative effect on the singles. Because when you are close to a married person, you can, maybe if it's not working, you have this mental, no, if this is marriage, I'm not going to say it's a 50-50. Can you give a general advantage and disadvantage of this?
Of marriage and
Yes, no, general disadvantage and advantage of
okay,
single
okay.
single. Be married or
The
friends.
advantage of a single person getting a relationship with a married person should be on the frequency of impactation. Impactation.
Okay.
So a person who is having a bad marital experience will not impact you. It will not impact you.
Okay.
But when a person has gone through the bad marital experience and then now they are succeeding, they can become your best teacher.
I love this, Bishop. And right now we are going to ask you to give a general advice to people and give a quick prayer to them so we can receive our answers of the day.
I want to say that when you're about getting married, the first thing you must understand is you are entering into an institution you have not been. You are entering into a relationship you have never been into it. That needs attention for you to understand it, because you're going to spend your whole life with that person. And the person might not spend their whole life with you, which is just a friend.
Yeah.
But your spouse, you spend your whole life with them. So you need more time to know them. The friends you have known them. Where are you going with that friendship? That's what you must ask yourself. But you know where you are going with your partner.
That's right.
Everything about your life, your children and everything is in that person. So invest more time in that person. And on single friends, relate them now with purpose. I can advise you, I can support you because we have a relationship.
Okay.
But no idle discussions.
Okay.
It's going to be destructive.
I love that.
No idle discussion.
Okay.
And for those who are already married, not every person who is married must become your friend. Choose people whom actually something about them can inspire you to move forward. I've seen a situation where a woman likes a man and can't get the man's attention, then become friends with the man's wife, dash her money, give her expensive things, and make her feel that she loves her. And she doesn't know that that lady is just throwing corn as a throwing corn for Christmas cow for Kilam. Throwing corn to get her heart so she can destroy the marriage. And now she said, oh, this is my destiny. She even calls the lady her destiny.
Oh.
because she's given everything, not knowing that she has an intention. When a person wants to destroy you, she doesn't come with a picture to destroy. She comes with a picture as if she wants to help. Okay. But at the end of the day, she destroys you. So at the end of the day, this lady made the lady to feel that this man does not love you. That's why, before you know it, the marriage destroyed.
That is earth.
I want to pray for somebody who is watching this telecast. Father, I pray for everyone who is single. Lord, guide the heart of every single to be connected to the right persons that can be of positive blessing in their life.
Yes.
Lord, I pray that you would be able, by the help of your Spirit, to give discernment to people to know when to leave a relationship and when to be connected to a relationship. To know when to create intimacy in a relationship and when to give distance in a relationship. I pray, oh God, that people who are watching me should not be able to align to wrong marital mentorship. They should not align to people who will not be able to edify the relationship to the best. I pray, oh God, that you be able to touch the hearts of a woman, a man, to be able to give the necessary attention that is needed to bring their partner to the best. Grant grace to everyone to lend their spouse, give enough time to be able to bring out the best of relationship. Father, bless those who are married to understand themselves and get to the best. And those who have wrong marital foundations, Father, I pray for a spiritual correction. And those who are single aspiring to get married, Father, I pray that they'll have right guidance to get into the best for your glory. In Jesus' precious name, amen.
Amen.